Hello and welcome to another Parry's Pickups. Back in Denmark now, as you can probably see, and the lighting is a lot better. I'm sorry about how the last few videos looked, and hopefully that will never be the case again. But let's just crack on with these ones. And the first game that I'm going to talk about today is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Arcade Mix, a game I only picked up yesterday. In the nearby town of Horsens. This is a game I've seen around and about for a while now and have long been curious about. And I like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I have a reasonably sized collection of Turtles games. I don't have any for the DS, so I was looking to add this one to my collection. It's sort of promoting itself as a classic Turtles game, and yes, in that respect it does use original Turtles comic book artwork in the animated cutscenes of the game, which is quite nice, albeit the Turtles do sport their different colour headbands as opposed to all red as in the original comic. But here we have a side-scrolling beat-em-up, which, having played through the first level, is unfortunately rather generic. It left me feeling a little disappointed. It's basically as you'd expect a game like this to be. You move from one side of the screen to the next. Actually, more so in predefined areas. You move on to an area, you'll have a few enemies to fight, kill them. You get a slow motion sequence of killing the last enemy. You'll move on to the next one. In the first level, the backgrounds look very samey. The enemies again were very samey. You have to play with a co-op player in this game, so if you're playing on your own, you'll have to play with a computer player. If you want to play this game two-player, then it's not one of them one cartridge DS games. You must know another person who owns this game. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame. So it's not bad, but it's probably not really worth your time. If you see this around and think, wow, that's a Turtles game I've never seen before. Oh, I think I should check that. Oh, look, traditional side-scrolling beat-em-up. Oh, just like those old Turtles games, which are really good, like Turtles in Time. Unless this game gets super good from the second stage onwards, I have to say, a little disappointed with it. Which is a real shame, really, because it was reasonably pricey. It was 150 Danish kroner, so for those who watch previous videos, you know that works out roughly about £15, but at the moment it's actually a little bit more than £15 with the exchange rate as it is. So, oops, sorry about knocking the old screen on the computer there. We shall move on and act like that never happened to Everybody's Golf, a much better handheld game in my opinion. You have to like golf games, I suppose, but you don't have to be a golf aficionado to enjoy this. It's for those who played Mario Golf, you'll know what the story is here, or for those who've played the previous installments in the series on the PS3 or PS2, even PS1. No, this is a very good and accessible golf game, and it's endlessly playable. I took a trip back to the UK recently for Blast Processor, not Blast Presser. Dave Jennings, who does some great content as well for us at blastprocess.com, and on my plane journeys and train journeys, I was really enjoying playing Everybody's Golf because it's just simple, straightforward, and I like the nature of golf games. I like the slower pace. I enjoy the satisfaction of a well-aimed, well-hit shot. I don't know, I love the genre, and this is a great example of portable golf. Moving on swiftly to something that I purchased online, and it had been delivered to the UK, so when I got back it was there waiting for me, and that was King of Fighters 14. I think on the podcast, on my attack, which I also help out with, I mentioned it was 15. Totally got that wrong, but there's been so many, it's easy to lose count at this point. But this is King of Fighters 14, and the difference here being that the characters are rendered in 3D as opposed to 2D. Similar to the old PS2 Maximum Impact games, but these actually play a lot closer to the 2D King of Fighters characters than that did. In fact, it's a very worthy entry in the series. It's very enjoyable. It's got its own unique setup. Of course, it will be familiar for anyone who's played the series before. There's a fighting tournament, you get invited, then something weird happens near the end of the game. But yeah, I think it's really good, and I don't think there's much more to say about it. If you like King of Fighters, if you like fighting games, this is a great one. Not disappointing in the slightest. The next game would be another great entry into a classic series, and that is Worms WMD, and this is the All-Stars version, which I think is just the first print run of this game. So if you pick it up now, you'll probably still be able to get this version. What that means is it comes with bonus content. So far, that appears to be hats for your worms, as you can see on the front there. This is the regular cover, and this is the All-Stars lenticular cover. Plays great. Plays actually feels more like Worms Armageddon than the last, because everything gets compared to Worms Armageddon because it was perhaps a pinnacle of the series. Plays closer to that with the introduction of a crafting system, giving you something to do in between turns, and also vehicles, which are quite enjoyable. But you can just play this like a classic Worms game, and you certainly won't be disappointed. It's got a lovely fresh lick of paint. You can probably see further out than you ever have been able to in a Worms game before, so you can really use that to your tactical advantage in game. All round fantastic, solid experience. Lots of unlockables as well as you complete the various challenges and just play this game. It's so good. Hilarious single player plus online and local multiplayer warfare, as it says on the back. There's also mounted guns. I forgot to mention that, and the buildings as well that you can hide in. So once you're inside a structure, the other player can't see you until it is your turn, and then you can actually see the interior of the building and move around within it. That also adds some new strategy to it. So very good. Check it out. Worms WMD. This is a game I've had for a while now, but I've only just got round to talking about, and that is PS4 JStars VS Plus. So these are all your favourite Shonen Jump characters, the popular Japanese manga. Yeah, so you've got Naruto, you've got of course, Luffy from One Piece, and Goku from Dragon Ball Z. It's got a lot of popular anime manga characters in it, and it's fairly unique as fighting games go, because that's essentially what it is. It's a fighting game, but it's an arena-based fighting game, but from an sort of nearly over-the-shoulder 3D perspective. And there's a story mode where you travel around on a boat and you collect characters to join you, and you can add them to your team. I think you have 3 characters on a team, so your battles always take place with other AI-controlled computer opponents. It's very explosive, quite unique, colourful. This game's also available on the PS3 as well. I picked up the PS4 version purely because I felt it had a nice visual improvements to it. Fairly straightforward to pick up, bright, colourful, enjoyable fighting game. So, pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't say if you're a fighting game fan you necessarily need to rush out and buy this game, but if you're a fan of the characters within it and you have a passing interest in fighting games, I think you're definitely going to get a bit out of this one. And lastly, we're on the subject of fighting games and Naruto. We have Naruto Clash of Ninja 3 Revolution, the European edition. So I saw a video online where I was recommending the best Naruto games ever. I think they listed about 5, which this guy who played a lot of Naruto games, and he recommended this as being one of the best. And this is the 3rd Naruto fighting game, I think, for the Wii. This series began on the GameCube, and as you've seen my previous imports video, that I picked up 3 of the GameCube games. I'm not actually sure how many ended up on the GameCube. I think there might have been 4. But this is the Shippuden Naruto. So this is after the events of... Yeah, I'm very far back in Naruto. I've only just really started watching it. So those games on the GameCube were concerning the earlier events in Naruto's life, and now you move on to this Shippuden, and yeah, this is where this game comes in. So what can I say about it? It's a more traditional Naruto 3D fighting game than the maybe more popular Ninja Storm, Ultimate Ninja Storm series, which began on the PS2 and then moved on to the PS3, Xbox 360. So yeah, more traditional. One-on-one fighting game. It's a Wii game, looks a little bit rough around the edges on a HD, television, but still bright and colourful and reasonably good visuals on this, and fairly enjoyable. It has got a fairly unique fighting system, which it's obviously going to take a little bit of getting used to. But very happy to have found this actually, because I've been having a look at it online, and the prices on eBay were silly. They were getting too high, around the £30–35 mark, or more. Maybe I saw a copy for about 40. I got it here in Denmark for I think £20 roughly, which is a little bit better than if I'd have jumped on eBay and just purchased a copy off there. So I'm very happy to have found this one. Look at me as I'm multitasking here. But yeah, it's good. I'm glad I didn't pay the earth for it either. So, and that pretty much brings me to the end of this episode of Parry's Pickups. I hope very much you've enjoyed. Please give me feedback if you enjoy these videos. If you have any inputs as to how they could be improved, please let me know. And I'm already guessing the answer will be gameplay footage. Unfortunately, I don't have the technology, the equipment to be able to offer that at the moment, but it could be something that will appear in the future. I have mentioned it previously that it is something I would like to do in these videos. But yeah, no, I do hope you found them interesting. I mean, these pickups are made not only on eBay, but also here in Denmark, and it's always fun when you find things like the Clash of Ninja game for a reasonable price here. And also that Turtles Arcade Attack, which I think is probably more readily available in Europe than another place in the world. That's my feeling on the game. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong there, but please just let me know. Any feedback is comments are much appreciated. So until next time, thanks again, and game on.